if you watched the last couple of my videos, it's pretty deep, and you might be thinking, great, you know, I do resonate with a lot of this, and I am struggling or even suffering in my life now as an adult, and I don't want to continue to act this out with my own children. I want to help break the cycle. So this next video here is exactly on sharing some hope on how we can, you know, start breaking some patterns within our lives. And, you know, acceptance is the first part, right? You know, we have to see that our family dysfunction, if that's something that you went through, it left a mark. Even though you're adult and you moved well past it, and maybe outwardly in life you look successful, it still has left a mark on you. Complex trauma, I talk about that a lot. Many of us, it's possible that you could be traumatized and not even realize. And so moving past that acceptance part is this video here, where it's more about awareness now. It's like, okay, I've accepted that, you know, I can see where some of my actions aren't really the healthiest, my thoughts, the beliefs about myself, but now what? Where do I go from here, and how do I move forward? I want to get better. You know, I want to heal. And, you know, that's the first step is awareness. I'm listening to my videos. You know, if you're interested in working with me, please reach out. I love doing this type of work. It's helped save so much in my life in many areas. And I believe that to be true for many of you. Many of us don't even, we've been repeating patterns for so long, we don't even realize that we are still doing it, that there is a healthier way. And awareness isn't about blaming yourself. It's not about, you know, blaming your parents. That's not, you know, my message. Although part of recovery might look like that. But it's just about seeing things clearly. Because once you can see the pattern, you can then start to make decisions, right? Now you have a choice on how you want to move forward. And that's where I bring in inner child work and parts work. So many of these patterns come from younger parts of you that stem from the past. We call that the inner child. And I get, if some of this wording is throwing you off, with my clients, I always, you know, can choose differently. You know, whatever works for you, it makes you feel more comfortable. But at some point, right, you learned how to survive in a dysfunctional environment. And yeah, there is some, you know, resiliency in that. There is some, you know, toughness to maybe what you have gone through. And maybe you developed a role that I talked about in the past videos to help you, you know, escape that and you know, and be able to just live. Healing means turning towards those younger parts of you that are still wounded, that are still within you, with compassion. Maybe saying to these parts, I see you, right? I know what you went through, and I'm here for you now. This type of recovery work is strange, and it's different for many of us because, you know, not a lot of us know what to do. Do I talk to myself? Am I talking to a little kid inside of me? You know, how's this go? And again, working with somebody, this is going to help you, because there are ways to help you feel more comfortable in terms of moving forward in recovery like this. You know, inner child work, parts work, yes. It's even for myself, I never heard of it. So when I started out, it was very foreign to me, like speaking a different language. I'm interested. I want to change. I want to get better. I just don't really get it. And if you have the right person in your life, little by little, right, that trust is there. You'll continue to put one foot in front of the other, and some changes will start taking place. Another thing is boundaries. Many of us, you know, I almost wish there was a school for boundaries. Instead, you know, when you're elementary, you got to do first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. It's like, man, boundaries over the past 3-4 years for me have just been like blowing me away, because I don't know many people that were out there talking about it. And then being able to apply that and the boundaries you're learning into your own life can go such a long way in your relationships, because boundaries aren't about harming people, punishing other people, keeping them out of your life, or building walls. It's actually about it is about love. It is about healthiness, right? There are just lines that you need to draw to be able to protect your energy and your worth. Self-compassion is about replacing the inner critic and the outer critic with a kinder voice. It's not about beating ourselves up all the time, or putting all the blame on what others need to do and how they need to change. And you can't do this alone. Trust me. This is really hard work. Listening to videos is great, and you can learn a lot from it, but reach out to someone. This is the work that I do. Try not to do this stuff on your own. Having a coach or a therapist in your life is going to go such a long way, because just having support, especially when you're trying to do this and many people around you just have no idea what you're doing. Maybe they're even going to be pushing back on your recovery a little bit. You're going to need somebody in the trenches with you.